There's a specific moment when it hits her, when she realizes you're actually gone and you're not coming back. But here's what you need to know. Most men never make it to that moment. They break too early. They send that text, that casual check-in at day 5, day 10, thinking they're being strategic. And the second they do, they reset the entire process back to zero. Let me be blunt with you. If you're sitting here right now wondering if she's realized you're gone, if she's thinking about you, if any of this no contact is actually working, the answer depends entirely on where you are in her timeline. Because her realization isn't instant. It's not even linear. It happens in 5 distinct stages, and each one has its own psychology, its own triggers, and its own duration you need to survive. And here's the part that might sting a little. What you're hoping she's feeling right now, she's probably not there yet. But if you can understand these 5 stages, if you can see exactly what's happening in her mind at each phase, you'll stop wondering, stop panicking, and start recognizing exactly where she is in the process of realizing you're not coming back. Now, before I walk you through the 5 stages, I need to clarify something. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about playing games to get her back. What I'm giving you here is understanding the psychological reality of how women process loss differently than men do. Because when you understand her timeline, you stop making decisions from panic and start making them from clarity. Here's the truth. Women operate on a delayed response system. While you're feeling the absence immediately, reacting in real time, she's on a different clock. Her emotional processing doesn't sync with yours. And if you don't know that, you'll misread her silence as indifference when it's actually just the beginning of a much longer internal process. So let me break down exactly what happens, stage by stage, so you understand where she is right now and what's coming next. Here's what makes this so difficult for most men. You go silent. You commit to no contact. And in those first days, you're checking your phone constantly. You're analyzing every notification, every moment of silence. Your brain is screaming for confirmation that this is working, that she's feeling your absence, that she's missing you. But here's the psychology you need to understand. In those early days, days 1 through 7, she's not missing you yet. She's actually relieved. The tension is gone. Whatever push-pull dynamic you had, whatever emotional weight existed between you, it's lifted. She's getting attention elsewhere. Her baseline validation is still high. And your silence, it registers as space, not absence. She thinks you're giving her room, not that you're gone for good. This is where most men panic. They think, if she's not reacting, it's not working. So they break. They text something casual. Hey, how have you been? Thinking they're being smart, strategic. But what they don't realize is they just reset the entire timeline back to day 0. Because the moment you reach out, you confirm to her that you're still available, still orbiting, still the same. And all the psychological momentum you were building disappears instantly. The real timeline doesn't match what you want it to be. Days 1 through 7. Nothing. She's comfortable. Days 8 through 21. That's when things start to shift internally for her. But if you can't survive that first week without breaking, you'll never get to see what happens in week 2, week 3, or beyond. So here are the 5 stages she goes through when she realizes you're really gone. Stage 1. The comfort stage. Days 1 through 7, where she doesn't notice you're gone yet. Stage 2. The disruption stage. Days 8 through 14, when something starts to feel off. Stage 3. The curiosity stage. Days 15 through 28, when she needs to know why you disappeared. Stage 4. The loss stage. Days 29 through 45, where the full weight hits her. And stage 5. The decision stage, day 46 and beyond, where she chooses to reach out or let you go. I'm going to walk you through each one in detail, so you know exactly what's happening psychologically at every phase, what triggers the shift from one stage to the next, and how to recognize where she is even when you can't see it. Let's start with stage 1. The comfort stage, days 1 through 7. This is when she doesn't miss you yet. And here's why that's actually perfect for you. Her initial emotional state during this stage is relief. If there was tension between you, if there were unmet expectations or emotional weight, that's all gone now. She feels lighter. The dynamic that existed, whether it was you pursuing too much, her feeling pressured, or any kind of imbalance, it's lifted, and in the absence of that pressure, she feels comfortable. Now, here's what's happening psychologically. She's not avoiding the discomfort of missing you. She's avoiding discomfort altogether by filling the space you left. She's getting attention from other people, friends, other guys, social validation. Whatever baseline validation she needs, she's receiving it. And here's the key. That validation temporarily replaces the validation you used to provide. It's not that you were replaceable. It's that human beings are very good at short-term emotional substitution. Your silence, during this stage, doesn't register as absence. It registers as space. She interprets it as you backing off, giving her room, maybe even respecting her boundaries. She doesn't think you're gone for good. She thinks you're just quiet for now. And because she's comfortable, she has no reason to reach out. Why would she? Everything feels normal to her. Better than normal. Actually, the tension's gone. And she's still getting attention. This is why this stage is necessary. If she were to miss you immediately, it wouldn't be real. It would be reactionary, not genuine. The discomfort has to set in slowly, naturally, for her to process it as actual loss rather than temporary distance. And that takes time. More time than you want it to take. But if you break here, if you text her at day 3, day 5, day 7, you confirm to her that you're still the same, still available, still orbiting her world. And the entire psychological process resets. So what you need to understand about the comfort stage is this. She doesn't miss you yet, but that's not a bad thing. It means the clock has started. And as long as you hold your silence, that clock keeps ticking toward the next stage. Around day 8, something starts to shift. Welcome to stage 2. The disruption stage. Days 8 through 14. This is when the first cracks appear, when her comfort starts to feel a little off, even if she can't name why yet. Here's what's happening. Your absence is becoming noticeable, not in a big, dramatic way. It's subtle. Her routine feels different. There's a gap where your attention used to be, whether that was texts, interactions, energy, whatever dynamic you had, it's missing now, and she's starting to feel that absence. But here's the key. She's not going to admit it. Not to you, not to her friends, and sometimes not even to herself. The psychology here is pattern interruption. Human beings are wired to notice when patterns change. You were part of her baseline, whether she valued it consciously or not. And now that baseline has shifted, it's like when a sound you're used to hearing suddenly stops. You don't notice it when it's there, but the silence afterward, that gets your attention. That's what's happening with her. You've been silent for over a week now, and her brain is registering the disruption. She's going to tell herself she doesn't care. She might even say it out loud to friends. He hasn't texted in a week. Whatever, I don't care. But the fact that she's mentioning it at all, that's the tell. If she truly didn't care, she wouldn't bring it up. The disruption is bothering her, even if she's framing it as indifference. This is also when she starts checking for you. Subtle checks. Your social media, asking mutual friends how you're doing, seeing if you're viewing her stories. She's not reaching out yet. Her pride won't let her, but she's testing whether you're still paying attention, whether you've moved on, whether you're even thinking about her. And the fact that you're not showing any signs, that's what starts to shift her internal narrative from "he's giving me space" to "wait, is he actually gone?" Most men break right here. They see a story she posted, or they hear through a friend that she asked about them, and they think, "she's thinking about me, time to reach out." And the second they do, they confirm to her that she still has them, that all she had to do was exist, and they came back. And the disruption disappears. She goes back to comfort, and you've lost all progress. If you hold through this stage, though, if you stay silent through day 8, 9, 10, all the way to day 14, the disruption builds, and that's what pushes her into the next stage, where things get a lot more interesting. Stage 3. The curiosity stage. Days 15 through 28. This is where she fully realizes you're not coming back, and it bothers her more than she's willing to admit. If you've stayed silent for over 2 weeks, you're in the most powerful position. The disruption has escalated into full awareness. She knows you're gone. And now she needs to know why. The psychology driving this is curiosity mixed with ego. She's thinking, why hasn't he reached out? Why am I not enough to make him chase? Her ego is now involved, and that's a powerful driver. Here's the part most men get wrong. They think her curiosity means she misses them. But what she's actually missing is the validation you used to give her. The attention, the confirmation that she mattered. She's not thinking, "I love him. I made a mistake." She's thinking, "Why doesn't he want me anymore?" There's a huge difference. Her behavior shifts. She's actively looking now, scrolling your social media, asking mutual friends about you. She's not doing this because she wants you back. She needs answers. She needs to fill the curiosity gap your silence created. Around week 3, she'll send breadcrumbs. A casual text, "Hey, how've you been?" Or a meme. It's not a real reach out. It's a test. If you respond here, you blow everything. You confirm that one message brings you running back. Curiosity satisfied. Ego soothed. She goes back to comfort, knowing she can have you whenever she wants. This is the critical point. Respond to her breadcrumbs. You reset the process. Stay silent. You push her into the next stage, where curiosity turns into something deeper, where it's not just ego anymore, where the absence becomes real loss. You've made it halfway through her psychological process. Comfort is gone. Disruption has turned into awareness. Curiosity is peaking. If you hold your position here, if you don't respond to her tests, you move her into stage 4, where things shift from "I wonder why he's gone" to "I actually lost something important." Stage 4. The loss stage. Days 29 through 45. This is when the full weight of your absence finally hits her. Her emotional state is different now. Comfort is gone. Disruption has faded. Curiosity has been answered. You're gone because you chose to be. Now she's sitting with that reality. Loss aversion kicks in at full force. The thing she had, your attention, your presence, your validation, is no longer available, and now its value skyrockets in her mind. She starts idealizing what you had. The good moments, the connection, the way you made her feel, all magnified. The bad parts, minimized or forgotten. Her brain rewrites the narrative to focus on what she lost, not what was actually there. This is classic loss aversion psychology. She's comparing every interaction Every guy who gives her attention, she's comparing it to what you gave. And here's the brutal truth. It doesn't match. Not because you were perfect, but because you were familiar, consistent, invested. New attention is exciting, but it doesn't have the history, the depth. She's feeling that gap. Her internal narrative shifts from, "Why doesn't he want me?" to, "I actually lost something important." It's no longer about ego, it's genuine regret. She's thinking about the things you did, the way you showed up, the emotional safety you provided. She realizes she took it for granted. But not every woman reaches this stage. Some stop at curiosity. Ego gets answers, they move on. Some don't have the attachment depth for genuine loss. So if she makes it here, if you've held silence for over a month and see signs of real emotional vulnerability, that means you had real impact. She's processing actual loss, not just ego bruise. The signs are more emotional now, less checking for you, more reflecting on you. If she talks to friends, she's not asking what you're doing. She's talking about what she misses. This stage is where genuine realization happens. Not "I wonder why" from curiosity, but "I made a mistake." And that sets up the final stage, where she decides what to do with that realization. Stage 5. The decision stage. Day 46 and beyond. The fork in the road. She's felt comfort, disruption, curiosity, and loss. Now she decides, reach out, or let you go. What determines her choice? 3 things: pride, fear, and attachment style. Pride is the biggest barrier. Even if she feels the loss, realizes her mistake, her pride might not let her reach out. Because reaching out means admitting she was wrong. It means admitting she took you for granted and now wants you back. And for a lot of women, that admission feels like weakness. So they choose silence. They convince themselves they don't need to reach out, that if you really cared, you'd come back first. And they let you go, even if they don't want to. Fear is the second factor. She's afraid of rejection. What if she reaches out and you don't respond? What if you've moved on? What if she puts herself out there and you make her feel stupid for it? That fear keeps a lot of women from acting on their realization. They'd rather live with the regret than risk the humiliation. Then there's attachment style. Anxious attachment will reach out faster. They can't sit with uncertainty. Avoidant attachment might never reach out, even feeling the loss. They're wired to protect from vulnerability. Secure attachment. They'll reach out if they genuinely believe there's something worth rebuilding. But they're also fine if there isn't. If she reaches out, and it's a big if, what does it look like? It won't be a grand declaration. It'll be casual. Low investment. "Hey, how have you been?" Or "I was thinking about you." She's testing the waters. She wants to see if you're still interested, if you're still available, if she can have you back without fully admitting what this is. And this is where you have to be very clear about what you want. If she doesn't reach out, that doesn't mean she didn't feel it. Doesn't mean you had no impact. It means pride, fear, or attachment style won out. And you need to be okay with that. The process wasn't about getting her back. It was about seeing if she'd value you enough to fight for you. The 5 stages are complete. You understand the timeline. You understand what's happening in her mind at each phase. But there's one more thing you need to understand about what she's actually missing. And it might not be what you think. Here's the truth you need to understand. When she realizes you're gone, when she feels that loss, she's not missing you as a person. She's missing the validation you gave her without demanding anything in return. When you were pursuing her, giving her attention, making her feel wanted, you were confirming she mattered. That she was desirable, and she didn't have to earn it. It was freely given. No conditions. No expectations. That's what she misses. Not your character or values. She misses feeling wanted by someone invested in her. Now that you're gone, she's realizing how much she relied on that feeling. If she truly valued you, she wouldn't have let you go silent. She wouldn't have taken you for granted. She wouldn't have needed your absence to feel your presence. So when she reaches out, if she reaches out, she's saying, I miss how you made me feel about myself. Not I miss you. She wants that validation back. She wants to know she still has you as an option. That's not love. That's ego maintenance. She wants to restore a validation source. And if you respond, you go back to being the person who gives without receiving. Always available, always waiting. Ask yourself, do you want someone who only realized your value when you were gone? Because if she valued you properly, none of this would have happened. If it takes your absence for her to feel anything, then what she's feeling isn't about you, it's about what you represented. Whether she reaches out or not, the real question isn't, did it work? It's, do I want someone who had to lose me to see me? So let me ask you, where are you in this process right now? Which stage do you think she's in? Is she still in comfort, not even noticing yet? Is she in disruption, starting to feel something off? Curiosity, actively looking for answers. Loss, feeling the full weight. Or has she reached the decision stage, and now you're wondering what her silence, or her reach out, actually means? I want to hear your story. Drop it in the comments. Tell me where you are, how long you've been silent, what you're feeling. I read every single comment, and I respond to as many as I can. This isn't just content for me. This is a conversation, and I'm here to help you navigate this with clarity, not confusion. Because here's the bigger mission. This channel isn't just about no contact or getting someone back. It's about understanding psychology so you can make decisions from a place of power, not desperation. It's about recognizing your value before someone else has to lose you to see it. It's about building a mindset where you're not waiting for validation from someone who couldn't give it when you were there. You're not the guy who's waiting anymore. You're the guy who walked away. And that shift, that internal change, is what actually matters. Whether she comes back or not, whether she realizes or not, you've already won. Because you chose yourself. And that's the real power.